Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll. We get ready to set these drivers loose. Practice has come to a close here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway, and we will get ready for some single car qualifying before we jump right into our heat race action as another practice / recruitment race here for the Dirt Clash Super Street Series Monday Night All-Stars as season number 6, I do believe, is getting underway here in just a few short weeks. So drivers have a few more chances to, kind of get back into the swing of things, find their rhythm, find their gearing, find what they need to here for the start of the series. And at the same point in time, maybe an opportunity here for some other drivers to get into the league, into that series, and be able to run with the Monday Night All-Stars. As these drivers are unloaded and ready to rock and roll from the beautiful Federated Auto Parts Raceway, we'll get ready to set the stage here on the evening. As we have over 20 plus almost 30 drivers in the field here ready to duke it out, and we got some big hitters, we got some heavy hitters out there on the racetrack, and a couple of them trying to jump up to the top of the speed charts right now. Ryan Howard with a heater of a lap time there in that 25 ride. We saw Grady Ehrman, Dylan Simmons out there on the track. The 19 ride of Dakota Proud rolling out there in his Throttle Down Motorsports number 19 machine. Charles Davis out there in the 56 ride. The Witch Doctor in the 42 NT, that is Nathan Trepo looking for a good run. Jacob Sexton in the 20 ride rolling out there on the track as well. As a lot of good drivers, a ton of talent out there, as we got a couple more Sextons out there as well. The other 20 ride, that's Philip Sexton there in that 20 machine, and Jeremy Sexton out there on the racetrack as well. All these Sexton rides have the same 20 on their car. They need to have different numbers. Each and every one of them have a 20 paint scheme on here. They need to run a different car number than 20. They're going to confuse the enemy already, not only with just having Sexton 3 times. I'm used to that as we have 4 Stefanskis in the field, but my gosh, if they all run virtually the same paint scheme, same number, it's going to drive me wild, brother. That's going to drive me crazy trying to decipher which one is which out on the racetrack. But nonetheless, we digress as we'll get ready to rock and roll here. We'll get ready to set these drivers loose in just a few more moments. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun, chat. This is going to be a ton of fun. Let's make sure everything is looking good. YouTube good, Twitch is good, and Facebook Live is perfectly fine as we'll get ready to set these drivers loose. My boy Jake Stefanski, Jake coming in, showing the love, says, let's go, baby. Let's go, Jake. Let's go, my boy, Mr. Stefanski, with the heart reaction and the share on the broadcast. Steven Stefanski coming in with that thumbs up on the stream as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whether you're watching this live or you're re-watching it, please do me the favor, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow or subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do. It can help us out a ton here on PeaceMaker Gaming. As we'll get ready, heat race number 1 loaded into the sim, and each and every one of these drivers is looking for the win. We'll take a look here. Looks like top 3 are going to transfer into the feature event, so 3 drivers will move on. Everybody else will be headed to the consolation races. So as this field gets set up, drivers join the front straightaway. We'll get ready to set these guys loose. Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson. Susie coming in, showing the big love with the heart reaction. How are you, Mama Bear? How are you on this fine Monday evening? As here we go. Drivers out there on the track. Jacob Sexton in the 2020 ride. He will start in that pole position to his outside. In the 43, it's the Sipes Lawn Care Studio A Hair Salon. The number 43, that's Grady Ehrman. Starting in position number 3, it's another 20 ride. That is Philip Sexton into his outside. In the Dirt Panda Viv's Liquor Malum Electric number 71, that is William Hargraves. Starting in position number 5, the 38 ride, that is the 38 machine of Kenny Taylor, and to his outside in the 116, that is Evan Stefanski. Bringing up the rear of the field in the 29 ride, it's Jonathan Foxworth, as we'll get 7 drivers here in this one. No Jacob Stefanski, MJ Borgs, Christopher Copeland, or Eric Foster making the call here for this first heat race of the evening. Just Viv coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. My boy Dustin Benton, the big D machine himself, coming in with that thumbs up here on the broadcast as Mama Bear says, let's go. Grady Ehrman cheered on that 43 machine, starting to the outside of the front row as we'll wait for this pace truck to get a move on. We'll get ready to have these drivers roll out onto the racetrack. I do believe this pace truck should get a move in here in just a few more moments, and that will set this field for the start of our first heat race of the evening. Mama Bear cheered on William Hargraves as well out there on the racetrack as Hargraves starting back in position number 4. He'll be looking for more early on in this one, knowing that only the top 3 transfer through into the main show here, into that A main feature event. Drivers are going to be ready to rock and roll in a quick hurry. As my boy Corey Sibley over there says, oh, it got in the lobby by the skin of my teeth. Oh, boy, that's a close one then, baby. That's a close one, Corey. But, hey, I'm glad to get you out there. I'm glad to see you back out on the track, my brother. And hopefully, we'll see you up here in the broadcast before long as we'll get ready here. Heat race number 1 about to get underway. The 20. That is the Sexton paint and body ride. That is the, I do believe that is the Cocky Floyd Consulting Machine. The 20 of Jacob Sexton will see the green flag fly here from Federated Auto Parts Raceway. C sends it down into corner number 1. Nice and easy there out at corner number 2. Grady Ehrman's going to jump right down low with him here and try to roll that inside lane. A very slick racetrack here already on the evening, and look out as Evan Stefanski running into some issues there out at corner number 4. Missing the front bumper now on that Sunrise Racing number 116 ride. He's trying to hunt back down the 29 ride as he gets a little loose there at the corner number 4 as well. That is Jonathan Foxworth there in that 6th position. Kenny Taylor there in 5th, but it's William Hargraves who's on the hot seat here. He's on the outside looking in, knowing that he needs to get up on top of the wheel. Needs to find one more spot to punch his ticket into this A main feature event as Jacob Sexton leads the way here, continuing to keep that car out in front. The 5-6 graphics right, looking fresh and furious here at the front of the field. Grady Ehrman right there within striking distance, taking a look down to his inside here is Ehrman. Looking to maybe make that move here is a little sideways contact. Look out. There goes the 20 ride. One of the Sextons, Philip Sexton, going for a loop-de-loop there in corner number 3 and 4 as things got a little log jammed right there. Let's take a look back and see what happened here as the 20 ride of Jacob Sexton unfortunately getting very sideways into corner number 3 and through 4. Grady Ehrman has to check up for him. They make a little contact at the 20 right of Philip Sexton. Gets into the back of the 43, washes down the racetrack right on top of the nose there of the 71. William Hargraves nowhere to go there for Will as he gets a good piece of him and some pretty good damage there for that 20 machine. As out in front, Grady Ehrman was able to jump up and take this race lead away. So Grady Ehrman out in front, down across the line, will click off another lap as Jacob Sexton back there in position number 2. William Hargraves now in that 3rd spot on the racetrack. Kenny Taylor, Jonathan Foxworth there in 4th and 5th with Evan Stefanski and Philip Sexton bringing up the rear of the field. As Grady Ehrman has seen that white flag fly for the final time here in heat race number 1. He'll send it down the back straightaway into corner 3 and out of corner number 4. Grady Ehrman will pick up heat race win number 1 on the evening. Jacob Sexton, William Hargraves, our top 3 will punch their tickets into the A main feature event as Taylor, Foxworth, Stefanski, Evan Stefanski, and Philip Sexton and the rest of the field there will all be heading to the consolation race. As we will get them stacked up, racked up, and are ready to go here. Heat race number 2 going to get loaded into the sim, and these drivers are going to be looking for some wins out there on the racetrack as Mama Bear coming in, showing all the love here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys haven't already, please make sure you do me the favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and subscribe button, as we'll get ready to set these drivers back loose. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in heat race number 2. As starting on the pole in the number 19 ride, that is Dakota Proud. To his outside in the 33 ride, teammates here, the Throttle Down Motorsports WB Crave Designs rides, that is the 33 of Dylan Simmons. Starting in position number 3 in the 25, that is Ryan Howard into his outside. In the 20 ride, that is the Sexton Bodies Paints and Body, something like that. In the 20 ride, another 20 ride of Jeremy Sexton, there in position number 4. The Witch Doctor, Nathan Trepo in the 42 NT machine. He will be starting there in position number 5. Yes, the muscles. That is Steve Stefanski and the Stefanski Lawn Care, Steve's Lawn Care, number 15 ride there in position number 6. So Steve, back there in that 6th spot is Corey Sibley, just getting in on the skin of his teeth here, just barely getting into the servers. The 9 ride, the CFM Esports machine, will start back in position number 7. So 7 more drivers ready to rock and roll here from Federated Auto Parts Raceway. And quickly, the green flag back out into the air here for Dakota Proud. Proud with a great start there, getting a great launch, and he's going to take the 25 ride of Ryan Howard right there with him, as Howard's going to quickly jump up into second, as Jeremy Sexton's going to slide up into third here. Not the start the 33 of Dylan Simmons was looking for, as now he's almost 4 wide back there out at quarter number 2. As down through 3 and 4, they are 4 wide here off of quarter number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. These drivers duking it out, not even for a transfer spot into the feature event. They're just trying to get there, trying to put themselves in the best position possible. And the one driver able to work himself through that was that number 315 rides, the Sunrise Racing, Steve's Lawn Care, number 315. That is Steven Stefanski up into position number 4 and looking for more, knowing that he's on the outside of the top 3, looking in here, knowing that he is on the edge of transferring in. He needs to pick up one more spot to punch his ticket into the A-Main feature event. Dylan Simmons right there behind him is Corey Sibley back there in position number 6. Nathan Trepo, the Witch Doctor, right there to his outside is Trepo trying to get that 42 NT rolling back towards the front of the field here again after that 4 wide. Unfortunately got shuffled back here, now battling door to door with that 9 machine of Sibley. As out in front, Dakota Proud continues to lead the way here. Proud is at the front of the field as Ryan Howard sticking right there with him. Jeremy Sexton holding on to position number 3, looking to try to be the 3rd Sexton to punch his ticket into, or actually the 2nd Sexton to punch his ticket into the A-Main feature event already, as those 20 rides looking very, very fast, very challenging here on the evening. As you see the 25 of Ryan Howard trying to mount a challenge on our race leader, trying to get to the outside here of the 19 ride. Dakota Proud trying to hold them off, but they're starting to run out of room, and time is starting to wind down here as the 25 of Ryan Howard trying to take this win away. The white flag has been displayed, so one more time around is door to door through quarter 1 and out of quarter number 2. Ryan Howard looks to take the edge down into quarter number 3 for the final time. Here in heat race number 2, Ryan Howard will make the last lap pass to pick up the win here in heat race number 2. Dakota Proud and Jeremy Sexton will transfer through into the A-Main feature event. Steve Stefanski, Dylan Simmons, Corey Sibley, and Nathan Trepo will all be heading to the consolation races. As we'll get ready to rock and roll here, heat race number 3. Loading into the sim, and drivers looking for the win here is starting on the pole. It is the 716 ride, the Hendrick Chevrolet machine. That is Cameron Stefanski, who will start in that pole position. To his outside in the 80 ride, that is Brian Gunderson, and down on the inside, a row number 2. It is the 8 machine, the Ryco Motorsports ride. That is Gabe Griffin into his outside. The 88 ride, that is Brian Wells. Starting on the inside, our row number 3, the 4 machine. That is Joshua Sigler. Into his outside, the 56. That is Charles Davis. Starting in position number 7 on the racetrack in the 34 ride is the Big D machine of Dustin Benton in the Precision Auto Bodies Throttle Down Motorsports WB Crave Designs ride. There in the 7th spot, he will have the 110 of Chase Copeland to his outside and bringing up the rear of the field in the number 35. That is Santonio Swan. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Santonio Swan in the number 35 ride there at the back of the pack. As 9 drivers here looking for 3 more transfer spots into our A main feature event. Drivers running out of room is my boy Matthew Glenn. Mr. Glenn in the house. What's good, Matthew? What's good, Mr. Glenn? Matthew coming in showing the love as we are back to Green Flag Racing. Quickly, Cameron Stefanski out in front, but he clips the inside wall. Look out now as they're 3 wide for the lead. Gabe Griffin down low. Brian Gunderson, hang on to it, the 80 ride. Oh, baby, contact. Around goes Joshua Sigler. Around goes the 80 ride there of Brian Gunderson. And these drivers have a lot of contact, a lot of beating and banging back here. And unfortunately for Joshua Sigler, he's taking his car right off the speedway. Let's take a look back and see what happens as they're 3 wide off of corner number 2. And then a little bit more 3 wide, but looks like the 80 ride just very sideways here through the corner. The 88 is going to get a little piece of him there, help him go around, and unfortunately, it pushes him right down the racetrack, right into the lap of that 4 machine, and nowhere to go for Sigler there. The 80 ride will get pushed off and keep on rolling, and he's going to get some extra help there as well as the 110 going to slam into the side of him, creating more chaos and carnage there at a corner number 4 for that number 4 car on the racetrack. Is Gabe Griffin. He likes seeing that as he's out in front and looking to just kind of run away with this one as Cameron Stefanski trying to hold on to position number 2. Brian Wells down to his inside as Dustin Benton up into position number 4 and looking for more here as he's trying to punch his ticket into this feature event. Chase Copeland back there in position number 5. Pretty heavy damage here on that 110 ride. I'm not sure what racing line he's using right now, but I don't think that's the one that you want to be using. Definitely not the racing line out there on the racetrack, and you got to feel bad for drivers here in the 50 ride. Charles Davis, I don't know if he is really aware on what the 110 car is going to do, so he's kind of got to play it a little bit safe here and make sure that he kind of gives that 110 room and not wrecks himself around that car. And obviously the 80 ride back here as well in position number 7. San Antonio Swan taking his car off the track as well as Joshua Sigler is out in front. A good battle continuing to brew here. For position number 2 is the 88 looking to try to jump up and clear Cameron Stefanski. Cameron Stefanski says, I'm not done yet. I'm going to cross you over back down to the inside. So these drivers continue to battle for position number 2 as Dustin Benton right there within striking distance, but the white flag has been displayed. So one more time out at corner number 4, the 8 ride of Gabe Griffin will pick up heat race win number 3 on the evening. Brian Wells and Cameron Stefanski will also punch their tickets into the feature event. Dustin Benton, Brian Gunderson, Charles Davis, Chase Copeland, San Antonio Swan, and Josh Sigler will all take their cars to the consolation race. As my boy Matthew Glenn says, being racing micro outlaw sprints, so much fun, so much fun. Like on iRacing or in real life, Matthew? Because in real life, yeah, those things look like an absolute blast. And even the micro sprints here on iRacing are a bit of a handful, a bit of a blast out there, and they're a lot of fun. Yeah, both? Okay, perfect. Yeah, they're a lot of fun, man. They're a lot of fun. And if you find the right racetrack, you find the right gearing and the right setup and everything else, man, those things can absolutely zoom around a racetrack, and they can be a ton of fun. And I'm slightly jealous. I wish, brother, I wish. Is William Hargraves with the like on the stream as well. Will coming in showing the big love here in this one. So mashing that thumbs up as, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we'll get ready here for our consolation race. Looks like we are going to take 17 drivers here from this B main, so I do believe everybody in this B main will take their car into the feature event. We got 15 laps, a little bit of extra practice, and a little bit of extra time behind the steering wheel here for a lot of these drivers to get ready to roll here in this one. As only 12 drivers on the racetrack right now. It's Kenny Taylor and Steven Stefanski in the 315 ride here at the front of the field. Dustin Benton, Jonathan Foxworth there in the second row. Then you see the 33 of Dylan Simmons and Brian Gunderson there in position number 5 and 6. Evan Stefanski, Corey Sibley, Philip Sexton, Charles Davis, Nathan Treatpo, and Josh Siegler rounding out our field here. Chase Copeland, MJ Borgs, Zachary Peeler, and a bunch of other drivers, unfortunately not out there on the racetrack here, as we are quickly green flag racing here in our B main consolation track race. As my boy Matthew Glenn says, my home track, we doing 100+ miles an hour. 100+ miles an hour in the micro sprints. That's absolutely wild, brother. That's absolutely wild, man. Wowzers. That's I mean, they're built pretty solidly, but I feel 100 miles an hour, if you get into a serious wreck, man, oh man, that could hurt and hurt a lot. So be careful out there, brother. Be careful out there. We don't want to see getting any more injuries or anything else, as we see some hard battling, some hard-fought racing deeper in the field here in this B main consolation race, where all these drivers will punch their ticket into the A main feature event. Everybody else will unfortunately be joining the fans in the stands and watching from the sidelines here for our A main feature event. But right now, all the drivers that are out on the racetrack will work themselves into the show. Unfortunately, they believe everyone else has got to go, as only the top 17 would advance, and only the cars that are out there on the racetrack will get an opportunity to race here in this feature event. It's upside down goes the 80 ride. The 80 machine of Brian Gunderson upside down there in quarter number 4. Oh my gosh. Let's take a look back and see what happened here to this 80 machine, as Bentley Hardy's got Philip Sexton in the 29 right there on the 29, gives him a good shove, spins him sideways, and then what? All right, let's just throw gravity out the door here in this one. Let's just throw gravity right out of here. I don't know how this one happens. What in the did I just watch? Where did gravity go? I know. What the fuck did I just watch? Either this guy has a 4-barrel carb and like the world's biggest motor in here, that he's got a power horse to be able to get that much torque to the rear tires and be able to lift that car up and around, even with a little bit of contact. My gosh. Tough break there for the 80 ride, but we will see him in our feature event. He will get a new car in there onto the racetrack already. Rolling here again in this one is out in front is the 315 machine of Steven Stefanski. The Steve's Lawn Care machine leads the way here, as that is some fucked up net code. Yes, sir, that definitely was. It's just like a full-size sprint frame, pretty safe for the driver, really. Yeah, I suppose they're pretty good. Oops, I mean messed up netcode. It's the same netcode. It's pretty messed up, that's for certain. As Dustin Benton looking to take this race lead away here. The 34D machine, the big D ride, rolling the inside lane, muscles up there on the high side. Steven Stefanski trying to hold them off as they go door to door here at the front of the field. Evan Stefanski right there behind him in that third spot. So you see Philip Sexton of 6 positions on the racetrack here. The 20 ride has had to work himself up through the field and looking very strong, as the 34 of Dustin Benton takes that lead and sees the white flag fly. So one more time around here in our B main consolation race. Oh, hang on to it, Muscles, as he's going to go around there in quarter number 3. The big D of Dustin Benton will pick up our B main consolation race win. Evan Stefanski, Philip Sexton, Dylan Simmons, Nathan Trepo, Steven Stefanski, Corey Sibley, Siegler, Foxworth, Davis, Taylor, Gunderson will all punch their tickets into the A main feature event. All those drivers will work themselves into the show here as we're going to get a quick little warm-up session in. These drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack here for a quick little warm-up out on the track. They're going to make sure their cars are rock and rolling here. They're going to make sure their cars are set up perfectly for this beautiful evening of racing action. As drivers roll out onto the track, you see this place is reset. The crew has went to work. They put in a little bit of water. They re-rolled it. They kind of punched it a little bit, and this track is brand new, fresh here. So these drivers will take this warm-up time to kind of see where this track is heading. It's looking a little slippery out there, as in this dirt is very wet and it needs to be packed down quite a bit. So they're going to get this practice in, trying to make sure they can work a couple lines in before the start of our feature event, as it's going to be coming up here in a quick hurry. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere, as we're going to be right back here in just a few short moments. And we'll get ready for some wild racing action here on the evening, as our A-Main feature event is coming up next after these messages.
Fun is right, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside a virtual reality arena where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirts and fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with a cool prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our A-Main feature event a couple minutes away here from unleashing the Monday Night All-Stars here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway. No points, no money on the line here this evening. Nothing but bragging rights and the opportunity to get some good practice and possibly your way to punch your ticket into our series, as each and every one of these drivers will get an opportunity here to prove themselves worthy of the Monday Night All-Stars, as the committee will look at all these drivers that are in our feature events, and after a couple races they will make the decision whether or not to put you into the series. And right now, I know they're wanting to put in a few more drivers, and every one of these guys is going to be putting on a show here for us to try to punch their ticket into our Monday Night Premium Series here with the Dirt Clash Super Street Series, with the Monday Night All-Stars going to get underway here in a few more weeks. So more drivers will have the possibility and the opportunity to try to work themselves into the series and be a part of the Monday Night All-Stars. So if anyone out there is watching and wanting to run with these drivers and wanting to be a part of the series, make sure you guys get a hold of me or get a hold of the Dirt Clash Super Street Series Facebook channel. We can get you to the Discord where you can get signed up and get ready to rock and roll and run with some of the best in the business in these dirt street stocks. See Dustin Benton out there on the racetrack in the Racing for Randy fly number 23, as that 34 ride looking very fresh on that back bumper. You see this very beautiful logo, the Racing for Randy. The race is coming up here in just a few more days as well, so make sure you guys keep a lookout for that one. I do believe Sunday evening, this Sunday coming up here in just another 6 days, 6 nights, we will have the Racing for Randy evening, where we're going to have 3 dirt street stock races back to back on the evening here. A lot of these drivers will be a part of that show. A lot of other drivers will be in attendance and racing for the money that's on the line. There's a lot of prizes, there's a lot of money, and there's a lot of fame that goes with the Racing for Randy evening, as each and every driver will have an opportunity to win some money on each race of the night, as there will be 3 races and a point standings for those 3 races as well. So if you can show up and show out 3 races in a row, you can put yourself in one heck of a payday this Sunday evening. If you guys want to get a hold of me or Dustin Benton or get a hold of the Dirt Clash Super Street Series page, they will point you in the right direction to get into the Racing for Randy broadcast and race on Sunday evening. As practice coming to a close here, our warm-up session coming to an end, that means we'll get ready to go green flag racing here in our A-Main feature event. Our A-Main is about to get underway here in just a few more moments. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose for a wild evening of racing here from Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Each and every one of these drivers loaded into the sim. They're all looking for the win here this evening, but it can only be one driver in victory lane. Who's it gonna be? Who is gonna find their way through the traffic? Who will find their way through the mayhem here this evening to park themselves up in the Federated Auto Parts Raceway victory lane? 60 laps of racing to figure it out, and starting on the pole, the best starting spot here on the table, it is the 43 machine of Grady Ehrman. To his outside in the 25 ride, that is Ryan Howard, and down on the inside, row number 2, it is the 8 machine of Gabe Griffin. To his outside, the 20 ride, that is Jacob Sexton. Starting in position number 5 in the 19 ride is the Throttle Down Motorsports machine of Dakota Proud. To his outside, another 20 ride, that is Jeremy Sexton. William Hargrave starting there in 7th field, the Big D machine of Dustin Benton to his outside. And then we see the 7 ride of Cameron Stefanski there in position number 9. And Philip Sexton to his outside. Then we see Evan Stefanski, the Witch Doctor, Nathan Trepo, Dylan Simmons, Corey Sibley, Steven Stefanski, Kenny Taylor, Josh Siegler, Charles Davis, Brian Gunnarsson, Jonathan Foxworth, and Brian Wells bringing up the rear of the field as 21 drivers will go to battle as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. We are quickly green flag racing here from Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Grady Ehrman out in front. He will lead lap number 1 of 60 in that Sipes Lawn Care number 43 ride. The Studio A Hair Salon ride out in front as Ryan Howard in the Dirty Money, the Dirty Mo ride. The Dirty Media machine there in position number 2 on the racetrack, putting that pressure on the back bumper of our race leader. Gabe Griffin right there within striking distance. Our top 5 all staying right where they started. Jacob Sexton there in position number 4. Dakota Proud there in the 5th spot. But here comes the 20 machine of Jeremy Sexton trying to work himself up inside the top 5 here. He's looking to the outside of that 19 ride, trying to jump up into position number 5 as the caution flag will fly here. Our first yellow flag of the evening, and it looks like Joshua Siegler is going to have some issues here. The 4 ride down on the bottom side of the racetrack here, tight with the 315 of Steven Stefanski, and unfortunately just gets in there, gets into the slick stuff, and unfortunately loses the handle of that car, makes hard contact with the inside wall, and goes for a loop-de-loop. He tries to take it off the track as quick as possible. Unfortunately, not quick enough as the yellow flag has been displayed. So we will get them all ready to roll here. Once again, we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. 21 drivers duking it out here for a practice/recruitment race for the DCSSS, the Dirt Clash Super Street Series Monday Night All-Stars. My boy Craig Michael Deacon. Craig coming in, showing the love with the like on the broadcast as well. How are you, Craig? Craig coming in, showing the big love here this evening. Smashing the thumbs up here on the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you guys do exactly what Craig just did. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and subscribe button as we are going back to green flag racing. Quickly, that number 43 of Grady Ehrman back onto the loud pedal here. Ryan Howard and Gabe Griffin going to duke it out for position number 2. Right there you see a gang triangle of Sextons trying to work themselves up through the field here. As you see Jacob Sexton, Jeremy Sexton, Philip Sexton, all up inside the top 5. And right there behind them comes the Stefanskis. Is Cameron Stefanski, Evan Stefanski back there in the 10th and 11th position here. A lot of Stefanskis, a lot of Sextons, a lot of different names, but a lot of the same names. If everyone would have ran this race, we would have had 2 Copelands in here as well, and the same name, last name party here in the Monday Night All-Stars continues to grow. So if anyone's on iRacing and you got a lot of people with the same last name, make sure you guys get in here. You know, we could probably fit about 4 or 5 Browns and, you know, some Woods and any other last name that has an abundance of other people with the same last name, just to make my life that much more fun. You know, we always enjoy trying to figure out which Stefanski or which Sexton's getting into trouble or working through the field is. Right now we see Jacob Sexton there in position at number 3. Is Jacob Sexton there in 3rd. He's got Kate Griffin in between himself and the other 20 ride. That's Jeremy Sexton there in position number 5 on the racetrack. Dustin Benton back there in position number 6 with William Hargraves, Evan Stefanski, Philip Sexton, and Cameron Stefanski rounding out our top 10 as we are going to see our second caution flag of the day be displayed here. As it looks like Corey Sibley may have gotten tied up in this one, as Amy Marie Stefanski coming in, showing the love. How are you, Amy? Coming in, showing the big love in this one. Says, go get it, Stefanski boys. Going with that heart reaction on the broadcast as well. So we'll take a look here, see what happens to this 9 machine as all 3 wide right in front of him. Oh, looks like Nathan Trepo blows a right front tire right there out of corner number 2, and unfortunately here for the Witch Doctor, not much he could do with that one as he takes a hard right-hand turn up the racetrack and hard into the side. I do believe that is one of the Sunrise Racing rides. I think that might have been Steven Stefanski who might have gotten tied up in that one. I'm not 100% sure, but we do know that the Witch Doctor, Nathan Trepo, gets a big piece of this one as out of corner 2, the car just hooks right, and unfortunately up the racetrack into that 315 machine, and unfortunately heavy contact there for him, and then a bunch of other drivers piling into that one as you see Davis getting in there, the 29 ride in there as well of Foxworth, and Dylan Simmons getting a piece of that. A bunch of drivers just unfortunately getting tore up down the back straightaway here, and I'm not sure what happened there to Nathan Trepo, but a lot of good cars getting quite a bit of damage onto their rides there after that one. But nonetheless, we'll go back to green flag racing as the green flag back into the air. The 43 of Grady Ehrman with another good restart here as he's able to open up a couple car lengths lead back down across the line. Ryan Howard trying to hold on to second here as Jacob Sexton working down to his inside. Jacob Sexton there in 3rd. Gabe Griffin trying to hold on to position number 4 here as here comes William Hargraves down on the bottom side. And Dustin Benton down on the top side here as these drivers trying to work themselves up through the field. 2 of our Monday Night All-Stars regulars back there in position number 5 and 7, and they have Jeremy Sexton stuck right in the middle there with them as Dustin gets up into the outside fence there. Unfortunately got a little pinched off from that 20 ride. Dustin's going to try to battle back strong, though he's all over the back bumper of that 20 machine, trying to figure out a hole here, trying to figure out a way to get around him. They're going to run out a little bit more room down the front straightaway. Hard contact, bouncing off each other, bouncing off the wall as door-to-door action here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway, and these drivers continue to duke it out here in the Monday Night All-Stars practice event. As Grady Ehrman looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. Ryan Howard right there in position number 2. A great run here for that 25 ride, but he is getting hounded and hassled right now as the 8 machine of Gabe Griffin and Jacob Sexton have been all over his back bumper, and there's a little contact there between the 8 and that 20 ride as they were trying to cross each other over. William Hargraves now up into that 5th position here as he's got Philip Sexton right there behind him trying to work himself up towards the top 5 as more contact there in front of Hargraves. Hargraves going to take a good run down to the inside, trying to figure out a way around the 8 machine. May go for the slide jump right over the nose of the right Co Performance number 8 machine. So Hargraves working himself up into position number 4 and looking for more here is Jacob Sexton still trying to work himself up and around that number 25 of Ryan Howard. Howard trying to track down our race leader, and so isn't everybody else, is Grady Ehrman looking to try to open up a little bit of a lead here between himself and everyone else on the racetrack. There's more beating and banging and battling deeper in the field. You see that 116 Evan Stefanski now working down low on the 34 ride of Dustin Benton. Benton getting bounced around there hard up into the outside fence once again as he's going to get a good run into the back bumper there of Jeremy Sexton. And then you see Cameron Stefanski right there, as well as the 19 of Dakota Proud, and Brian Wells, Corey Sibley, Kenny Taylor, Dylan Simmons, Charles Davis, Brian Gunnarsson, Steven Stefanski. Our top 18 is Jonathan Foxworth down pit side, Nathan Trepo off the racetrack, so isn't Joshua Siegler, as we do see some more contact. That looked like top break for Kenny Taylor going around right there. He's able to keep himself pointing the right direction, but Steven Stefanski is not, as we believe this should bring out a caution flag as Stefanski parked there in corner number 2. He will take his car down pit side. There is the 315 machine going to go around as these drivers got into it down into corner number 1. We'll take a look back and see what happens here as the 38 ride up on the high side. Looks like he's just going to get up into the outside fence. The 50 machine gets in there, gets into his back bumper. That spins him around, and then the 50 and the 315 continue to battle right there behind him. And unfortunately here for Steven Stefanski, looks like as they get tied together, he is going to go around, and so isn't that purple 50 machine, as hard contact right there for the 38 and the 50. Then hard contact as the Sunrise Racing 315 machine gets in there, gets a big piece of that 50 ride, and then they unfortunately both wash up the racetrack into the outside fence here, and around goes that 315 ride and pointed in the wrong direction with our race leaders coming right at him. A quick caution flag there for the admins as we will get them ready to roll here once again. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go as Alan Peters, Dustin Bohannon both coming in with the thumbs up on the broadcast. How are you, Dustin? How are you, Alan? How are you, fellas? Coming in, showing the big love. Ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and subscribe button, as we're going to jump into a quick PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume, cheer on your favorite drivers. We crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. Alrighty, as the caution flag is going to fly here in this one. Another caution flag. Unfortunately, it looks like Corey Sibley's going to get tied up here this evening in that 9 ride. We'll take a look back and see what happened here. Is once again, he's kind of stuck right in the middle there. A little 3-line battling, and unfortunately, we're going to get a little squirrely there. He washes up to the high side of the racetrack, and Dylan Simmons going to get in there a little bit too deep, make some contact there with him as he may have had to check up ever so slightly. You see the 88 ride get up into the outside fence here in front of him. I think he has to check up for the 88. Dylan Simmons does not see that, unfortunately, gets in there into his left rear quarter panel, spins that Majula Say Speed Shop, Sweet Victory Apparel, Team CFM Esports, the Dirty Rhino Welding number 9 ride around in. Fortunately pointed the wrong direction, and Corey Sibley will bring out that caution flag, so we will get them all ready to roll here once again as my boy Daniel Nally coming in, showing the love here. Dylan coming in, smashing that thumbs up. Christopher Wayne coming in with the like on the stream as well. Zachary Nemetz coming in with the like on the broadcast, coming in, showing the big love here this evening as we'll get ready to set these drivers back loose. We'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here from the beautiful Federated Auto Parts Raceway. As out in front, the number 43 of Grady Erman continues to show these drivers how to get it done, continues to show them the way around this very beautiful, tight, awesome racetrack here this evening from beautiful I-55, Missouri. Evely, Missouri, the home here of the Monday Night All-Stars this evening, and we are back to Green Flag Racing as Grady Erman back onto the loud pedal, back into Green Flag Racing here as the 43 making right up where he left off, and he tried to open up a little bit more of a lead here between himself and Gabe Griffin, as Griffin going to jump up into position number 2 here as Ryan Howard trying to find a hole up on the high side there. 3 wide back there behind him. 3 wide, duking it out, battling here for a top 5. Some contact. Dustin Benton in the 71 of William Hargraves getting tied together right there. 3 wide will come to a close as here comes that 20 ride of Philip Sexton working to the inside of Ryan Howard. More contact. Hang on to it. Oh, that's Jeremy Sexton almost going around there in quarter number 1 and 2. Luckily enough, he's able to keep pointing in the right direction, but unfortunately lost a lot of track position and slides all the way outside the top 10. Out in front, Grady Erman has been the reflection of perfection here all evening long. He's led every single lap here on the evening in that 43 machine, and he's looking to keep it that way. But the 8 ride of Gabe Griffin says, you know what, I'm tired of seeing this 43 ride at the front of the field. He's going to try to jump up and take this lead away, and down across the line, we get our first new race leader here on the evening. Gabe Griffin is going to jump up and take the lead away from Grady Erman. Erman going to have to try to battle back strong as the 8 ride goes for the slide jump up in front of him. The crossover door to door down across the line as the yellow flag flies. Woo, baby, that is possibly a big break right there for Gabe Griffin as he will get that first starting spot. He'll be able to fire first here on these restarts, and that's a tough break for Grady Erman, giving up that top spot as it means so much having that track position and having that first car to launch here on these restarts, giving yourself a big advantage as we'll take a look back and see what brings out the caution flag as the Sunrise Racing 116 here of Evan Stefanski. Just inside the top 10, sends it into the corner, unfortunately gets in there a little deep. Door slams the 20 ride. I do believe that is the 20 machine of Jacob Saxon. And unfortunately, just as he makes the contact, 116 just loses the front end, goes around, noses it into the inside wall there. Not too much damage for the 116 machine, but unfortunately stopped there on the bottom side of the racetrack. That does bring out the caution flag. So a tough break right there for Mr. Stefanski, but we will get him ready to roll here once again. As Gabe Griffin was able to jump up and take this lead away from Grady Erman. Erman will have to try to figure out a way to get that top spot back away as now he's got his working out for him, starting back there in that second row as Delaware final restarts. The race leader will have the top spot in the top lane all by his lonesome here, and that really gives him a heck of an advantage. Well, you see the 43 ride in position number 2. It's a good launch, trying to stay right there with the 8 ride. But he is clear of the rest of the field, and he is looking to try to open up that lead more and more and more as more contact back there behind him. You see that 34 ride of Dustin Benton trying to work himself up through the field. William Hargraves right there as well. Ryan Howard trying to hold on and not keep on sliding backwards here as every one of these drivers doing a fantastic job in there on the racetrack. Cameron Stefanski up into 7th here. He's got Dakota Proud right there with him. Jeremy Sexton working to the inside of the 19 ride. And Corey Sibley rounding out our top 10 on the racetrack. Brian Wells there in position number 11 with Brian Gunnarsson there in 12th. Then we see Dylan Simmons, Charles Davis, Evan Stefanski, Jacob Sexton, Steven Stefanski bringing up the rear of the field of active drivers on the racetrack. Out in front, Gabe Griffin leading the way here, showing these drivers how to get it done as the laps continue to click down here. Not a whole lot of laps and not a whole lot of opportunities to make something happen here, but with these caution flags, they may get that opening that they need to make a run to the front of the field, as it looks like Jeremy Sexton and Corey Sibley going to come together here and bring out another caution flag on the racetrack. Jeremy Sexton right there in the number 20 ride here, and looks like he's going to get some contact from the 25 ride of Ryan Howard. Howard just gets in there a little deep, gets into his back bumper here, and that's just going to pick up that rear end, knock that rear end loose, and around he goes. Unfortunately here for Corey Sibley, just nowhere for that Team CFM Esports number 9 ride to go, and he's trying to get on the binders. Unfortunately, the 88 ride shoving him in there even farther, and he's got nothing he can do right there. Then you see the 33 ride of Dylan Simmons trying to avoid what's happening in front of him, and then he gets steamrolled from behind from the 116 of Evan Stefanski, and unfortunately just a whole lot of bumper tag down there through 1 and 2, and unfortunately a couple good cars going around and having the issues here. As another look at it, there's the contact from the 25 to the 20, and then from that point on it's hang on Donkey Kong out there on the racetrack as everyone trying to dodge all the spun out cars and drivers trying to hang on there. As we're going to go back to green flag racing here as John Schmidt coming in, smashing that thumbs up on the broadcast. How are you? John Tina Sexton coming in as well with the like on the stream. As oh my gosh, what in the okay, EA, what in the world are you doing here? Hear that, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently EA wanted me to sign in even though I haven't signed into EA in a year. Perfect timing for them to have a pop-up jump up right there for me to sign in. That's amazing. As Gabe Griffin leads the way on the racetrack. Philip Sexton there in position number 2. Brady Ehrman there in 3rd with Dustin Benton in position number 4, looking for more, but he's got that 71. William Hargraves, the Wild Bills Race Designs, the Bibs Liquor, Malum Electric, Dirt Panda, number 71, battling door to door here. The Racing for Randy, Precision Auto Bodies, Throttle Down Motorsports, WB, Brady Designs 34 ride of Dustin Benton back in that 4th and 5th position as Brady Ehrman slides back here to position number 3. That's Philip Sexton up there into position number 2. Phillips up to 10 spots on the racetrack. So a heck of a run here for that 20 machine as he's up 10 positions, and he's knocking on the door here of our race leader of Gabe Griffin as Gabe trying to hang on to the top spot, but he is getting hounded right now from that 20 ride. He's going to take a good look down to the inside here. They may go door to door at a quarter number 4 here for our race lead as the 20 ride of Philip Sexton looking to try to take this race lead away. A little bit of a tail tag right there, and that washes the 8 ride up the racetrack and allows the 20 of Philip Sexton to jump up and take this race lead away. So Philip Sexton, our new race leader here, our 3rd leader of the evening. It's the 20 machine out in front late in this one. Gabe Griffin looking to try to battle back. So isn't Brady Ehrman. Dustin Benton right there in position number 4 and looking for more as William Hargraves, Cameron Stefanski, Jeremy Sexton, Brian Wells, Dakota Proud, and Brian Gunderson rounding out our top 10. Corey Sibley, Evan Stefanski, Ryan Howard, Dylan Simmons, Charles Davis, Steven Stefanski, Jacob Sexton, Jonathan Foxworth, Denny Taylor, Nathan Trepo. Our top 20 on the racetrack is out in front. The 20 machine of Philip Sexton leads the way, looking to try to park that 20 ride up in victory lane here today. He's got 6 more laps left to go as now you see Grady Ehrman working back down low on the 8th ride of Gabe Griffin here for position number 2. As they battle for second, you see that 34 ride of Dustin Benton working himself closer and closer into frame here. He's looking to try to pounce and make his move up inside the podium here late in the race. And our race leader, Philip Sexton, looking to run away with this contact. Dustin Benton in the 8 wide both come together here. There goes William Hargraves. Hargraves going to roll right around the outside of him. He's looking to try to take third away now from the 34 of Dustin Benton. As contact there between the 34 and the 8 ride has opened the door here for the 71 as William Hargraves going to jump up into third. Philip Sexton, though, out in front at 7/10 of a second between himself and Grady Ehrman, and he was that close to seeing another caution flag fly on the racetrack. As he clicks another lap off the board here, and I believe 2 more laps left to go. So this one is coming to a close. Down into quarter number 3, nice and easy. Out of quarter number 4, we will see the white flag fly, and one more time to go here for Philip Sexton. Is Philip out in front, running away with this one. Down the back straightaway for the final time here in the Monday Night All-Stars practice race. The 20 ride of Philip Sexton is going to park it here in Federated Auto Parts Raceway Victory Lane. Philip Sexton getting the win and parking that 20 machine up in Victory Lane. What a run and what a drive. Up 11 positions, not only our hard charger, but our race winner on the racetrack. Grady Ehrman right there in position number 2, and William Hargraves going to finish out our podium here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Dustin Benton back in 4th with Gabe Griffin there in position number 5. But Philip Sexton getting it done, picking up the win and parking that ride up here in Victory Lane as we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up into the broadcast booth here for some post-race interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys enjoyed that racing action, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you jump up into the comment section here. Let's see some congratulations for the 20 machine as he gets the win here this evening. What a run, what a drive. Let's get a congratulations for the rest of our top 3 as well as Grady Ehrman and William Hargraves. They're in 2nd and 3rd as well. A lot of craziness, a lot of beating and banging and battling out there on the racetrack. And it comes down to those closing laps where the number 20 machine is able to open up the door and pull away to pick up the win here this evening. As Matt Scherer says, Philip Sexton walking the dog on him, walking the dog on him. I don't know if I call it walking the dog on him, but he was able to work himself through the traffic there and put himself at the right place at the right time as the 8 ride was falling away, was sliding away there. He was the first car to take advantage of that and jump out in front. And as they battle for position number 2, was able to get that nice advantage here in those closing laps and picking up the win here in this one as we'll get ready to look and see if all these drivers are in the Discord or not. We do see our race winner, Philip Sexton, up here. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for the 20 ride as Philip Sexton picks up the win here this evening. Hey, Philip, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad, Philip, man. What a run, what a drive, man. Take us back through this one as a lot of beating and banging, a lot of elbows up racing out there on the racetrack. Is a lot of 2 wide, 3 wide, a little bit of 4 wide there as you're working yourself up through the field and you find yourself in the right place at the right time as the 8 ride starts to fade away there late in the race. You're able to work yourself around them, and as they battle for position number 2, you open up the lead you need to pull away to Victory Lane.
Yeah, man, that was a fun race, and it was definitely some beating and banging going on in front of me. I qualified 4th and started 3rd in the heat, but I ended up getting taken out, so I had to run in the B main, and of course everyone made it. And I started 12th in the feature, and I knew the track was going to slick off and try to save a little bit of tire tread was going to pay off in the end. And I think I just was, like you said, man, in the right place at the right time. A lot of times people wrecking and opening up windows, and I just had to take the opportunity, and there at the end of the race started running right through the slick, and I think I had just a little more tires than everybody else.
Absolutely. Sometimes a little bit of patience is key here, especially on a slick racetrack. Having those tires, keeping that car out of trouble throughout majority of the race. To have that extra little bit of gear left in that car late in the race and put yourself into victory lane. And you proved that here this evening from Federated Auto Parts Raceways. You parked the 20 ride, one of 320 rides. All I gotta say is I know you Sextons are fast, and you guys are probably gonna be in the Monday Night All Stars for certain. But man, you guys are gonna have to get different numbers or different paint schemes or something out there, because it's hard. You know, I already got 4 of the Stefanskis in there, but they all got different numbers, so I can at least decipher them on the racetrack quickly with that one. But when you guys all got the same paint schemes, I'm like, it's one of the Sextons. That's all I know. Like.
Yeah, well, we actually run the Mad Dog 2020 number from our dad. That's what he raced, and then we all just run it, man. It's like a family tradition, and I don't think we could ever change our numbers, and I think we'd fight to the death over it.
Well, as long as you guys all run different colors, you know, it would definitely help me out a lot out there on the in the broadcast. That's for certain. I mean,
Yes,
the
sir.
paint schemes are very alike. I mean, they're different colors, but like not totally different colors. You know? Like,
Yeah, they're all like the same numbers, and
yeah.
they're very similar, same logos, everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to put something that'll stand us out. So
There you go. There you go. Maybe put like the 2020 like on the back right rear quarter panels or something like that, and like put Philip or something like right across the door, and then
yeah,
Jeremy, and that way I
yeah.
can. That way I can figure all you guys out there on the racetrack. But man, what a run, what a drive. You're able to work yourself up to the front of the field here. And it's not easy work getting through some of these guys when you got the likes of, Grady Ehrman, William Hargraves, Dustin Benton, and, some of the Sextons up there as well. Jeremy was up there for a while, running very, very well. And we saw Jacob up there running very strong throughout the evening as well. Take us through some of those, racing issues out there when you're trying to battle through some of your family members, and also some of these guys that are pretty dang good. They're pretty good wheelmen. They found victory lane a lot of times at a lot of leagues here and a lot of money races, and being able to come up here and show them how to get it done, take the win away from them, and put yourself into victory lane over top of them, man, has got to feel pretty very, very good. And take us back through a little bit of that and trying to battle with those guys.
Yes, sir. There's a lot of heavy hitters out here. A lot of good drivers, a lot of fast drivers that just have a lot of experience. And like I said, I just knew that I was going to be starting mid-pack, and kind of you got 60 laps, man. That's a lot of racing, and a lot of things can happen. You really got to be cautious to not get hung up in somebody else's wreck early in the race, especially starting in the middle of the pack. So I knew if I could find a good line that was going to not be the fastest, but save my tires and still run, that if I could avoid some of the wrecks and get a couple cautions to kind of get some restarts going, and if I could get the car to dig when I needed it to, I was going to be all right. And I think it just, like you said, right place, right time, a lot of times, and just had to put the old dog in the front, let her eat.
Absolutely, brother. Well, you definitely let her eat here this evening, and you pick up the checkered flag. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
Man, really, I'd like to thank my brother Jeremy, Brian, Wells, Jacob. Like, we all just put a lot of time into practicing, trying to get better. A lot of the guys that are in these races, like William Hargreaves and the Stefanskis, and a lot of these guys are helpful in the official races when you're first learning. And JC Floyd has helped us a lot in trying to figure this game out. We're all very new to it. We just really started racing this year in January, and we're just trying to get good and be competitive and be a clean, driver. And it just putting in a lot of laps, and it's really made a big difference. And like I said, my brother and Jacob, we do a lot of testing together and helping each other out, and it's the same in the races. If we find a line that's running better, and we can see that, if I'm running a line and I'm running a tenth faster than Jeremy, I'm going to tell him, hey, change it, man. The top's working better than the bottom. Let's move up. And we just help ourselves out through the races and try to help each other move to the front as best we can.
Absolutely. Well, teamwork makes the dream work out there on the racetrack, and you're able to use a little bit of teamwork and a little bit of muscle here this evening to put yourself up into victory lane, not only as our winner, but also our hard charger here on the evening of 11 positions from where you started. A heck of a run and a heck of a drive here, Philip, for you, and I can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack, hopefully next Monday and throughout the Monday Night All-Stars, and more trips here for yourself and the Sextons up into the broadcast booth.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations on the win again.
You as well. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Philip Sexton as he picks up the win and parks his 2020 ride up in victory lane. As we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher here, our second place driver, the 43. It's Grady Ehrman coming home in that second spot. We'll pull Grady up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Grady, it's Aaron up here on the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Grady, man, another good run, another strong performance here this evening for you, man. Take us back through this one as we saw you lead, virtually the first 43 laps of this race until later on just seemed like maybe a couple mistakes or maybe the car just fading away a little bit there. Open up the door for the 8 ride to get around you. You're able to get it back from him late in this one, but not before the 20 ride of Philip Sexton was able to take that lead away and pick up the win here this evening.
Yeah, I tried to save for a few laps. I haven't really experimented too much since this new update. I haven't really been on too much, so I just kind of went out there and tried to do my thing and just try and keep it up there. But the car started to slowly fade away, and that happens.
Absolutely, it does happen, and as you're saying, you haven't been on the sim a whole lot, so getting back into the rhythm of things, trying to figure out, all the updates that iRacing has done, and the tire wear, and what you can do and can't do, definitely a little bit of something to add into your notebook here this evening, knowing that, you made a lot of good calls, you made a lot of the right calls here in the race, just one spot shy of the checkered flag. Got to sting a little bit, but definitely a very good learning experience, and something to, put into that notebook, as I said, for the start of the actual season here with the Monday Night All-Stars.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely looking forward to running with these guys again. It's definitely a lot of fun. There hasn't been many league races that much anymore, so it's good to see a refresher. So.
Absolutely, and it's definitely nice to see all you guys back out there on the racetrack as well. Grady, a great run, a solid performance here all evening long. You parked the 43 ride, one spot shy of where you wanted to be, but still a solid run there in second. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here this evening?
Dustin and all his guys who put this on. It's been a while since I've ran a league, and so shout out to them. Stonewall Graphics for the killer wrap. Dark Side Race, all my teammates over there, Slopes Lawn Care, Sex Driveway Sealing, Valley Contracting, Juju Sweets, Studio A Hair Salon, Roth Excavating, and you for putting on the stream, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Well, a very good run, a very strong performance here for you in this one. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack, maybe next week or when the season starts there, Grady, as I know you'll be a force to be reckoned with, and a lot more trips up here into the broadcast booth.
Yes, sir. Let's hope.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the second place run.
You too, man. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher here on the evening. Grady Ehrman. Is Grady coming home there in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for the 43 ride here this evening. Frank Ranger, my boy Frank coming in showing the love, says, what's up, Peace? What's up, Frank? Frank coming in showing the big love here this evening. Coming in with that heart reaction as well. Blaze Schubin coming in with the like on the broadcast. How are you, Blaze? How are you, Frank? Speed Demon coming in showing the love as well. And Richard Mack coming in cheering on and showing the love there for Philip Sexton as well out on the racetrack. Matt Scherer coming in showing the love as well there for the 2020 ride as he picks up the win. Unfortunately here a couple spots shy of the win. Our third place finisher, the 71 of William Hargraves, is on standby here down pit side. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Will, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
My guy, long time no see.
Long time no see, brother. But hey, you know what? It is good to see you back up here, not only in the broadcast booth, but out there on the racetrack, man. It's been feels like it's been a long time. It's only been a few months, but definitely good to see you back out there, brother, and a great run here this evening for you.
Yeah, for sure, we'll take it. Quite honestly, I felt like I was out to lunch here tonight. I haven't raced a whole lot, and it's definitely showing. It is what it is. We're gonna try to maybe start turning some more laps here and try to figure these things back out a little bit. But I don't know. They just kind of. It's always that way. It seems like after you take a little bit of a break and stuff, but it takes a little bit to work the bugs back out of them.
Absolutely, trying to figure out your entry points, your exit points, and trying to relearn any of the updates that iRacing's put in when you look at the tire wear or how the tracks are changing and everything else. And it's kind of what we got into there with Grady a little bit. He hasn't been on a whole lot since last season as well. So it's kind of like you get that notebook back out. You're kind of relearning some stuff, trying to put some things into the memory bank here for when the season actually starts. You can kind of try to get back into a rhythm of how everything's working with these dirt street stocks and seeing you guys pick right back up where you guys pretty much left off and having great runs and great finishes here up inside the top 3.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, it's once you do it, I mean, obviously you can drive the car, but can you be consistent and get the job done is the true question. So, like I said, I mean, I think I know I ain't the only one that needs to hit the drawing board a little bit and dial these cars back in a little bit, but we'll all definitely make big gains and hopefully put on some hella racing here coming up this season.
Absolutely, and I look forward to it. Look forward to always seeing you guys out there on the racetrack, rubbing and scrubbing. And we saw a lot of that here this evening, a lot of elbows up racing. And slowly but surely, you're able to work yourself around a few of these drivers. We saw late contact there between Benton and Gabe Griffin, and it opened up the door for you to jump up to the outside and get around both of those drivers to steal this third place finish away from them. But still a very good, strong performance for you up inside pretty much the top 5 here all evening long, and some crazy door-to-door racing.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Definitely, there was moments of elbow up, but that's part of racing too. I mean, overall, I'd say the night went pretty well for for a whole standpoint of it. Is there going to be cautions? Most likely. I mean, most of the time there is, but a little respect goes a long ways in this, and the more you can gain, the better off you'll be. I could tell you that for sure. So it never hurts to maybe sometimes hit that brake pedal when maybe you don't necessarily want to or something, but it can always end up paying off for you later too. Uh, it's just kind of like I said. I mean that respect and knowing who you're by and how they race and I know Dustin ain't gonna put up with nobody, being overly aggressive and whatnot. He's kind of proved it tonight when people got EOLs and stuff like that. So I hope these guys take it serious. I hope they have a lot of fun like I said, I think the racing's gonna be a lot of fun this season.
Absolutely, definitely going to be a lot of fun. Going to be very interesting to see how everyone grows and continues to race together, and all the constant battling that we'll see here throughout this season. And you're off to a good note, knowing that no points or anything on the line here tonight, but just kind of getting yourself back into the swing of things and still being able to perform and have a good run up inside the top 3 here this evening. Will, who would you like to thank for another good run and another good drive here out of that 71 machine?
Yeah, Aaron, I gotta start off by thanking you for doing the kick-ass broadcast. I gotta thank all my Dirt Panda racing teammates. None of us have really been on too much, but I'm hoping they get back on here shortly and we start hitting it up a little bit. I gotta thank Malum Electric, motorsales.com for all they do for us. I gotta thank Vibs Retail Liquor for everything she does for all of us Dirt Pandas and supports us all the time. Um, and yeah, I gotta give a big shout out to Dustin and all the throttle down guys that put all the time and effort into making these events happen and seasons go on. A lot of work. They deal with a lot of BS sometimes, so to say, and it's all stuff that somebody has to do to make it work. And I just it's yeah, I just thank those guys a lot for all they do and keeping it going. And keeping it running smoothly. So congrats to Philip, it was, I believe, that won, and Grady on his second place, and good running to everybody else tonight.
Absolutely, some great racing, a lot of fun out there on the racetrack. Congratulations on the third place finish here this evening, Will, and we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack and more trips here in 2024 up into the broadcast booth here on PeaceMaker Gaming.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it, Aaron.
Absolutely, enjoy the rest of your evening, brother.
You too, man. Appreciate you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, William Hargraves. As Hargraves comes home there in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there for that 71 machine. Unfortunately, though, ladies and gentlemen, that will bring it to a close here this evening as Pop Wolf 2 Fine over there on YouTube says, hey man, do you think you could race Pro 2 or 4? I can. I haven't plugged my steering wheel in like a year, and unfortunately I pretty much just do broadcast for leagues now. I don't really do hosted races or anything else that I put on. Some of the other guys in the Discords and whatever else, they may put on fun run races here and there, but unfortunately I don't really get into putting on races or anything else. I'm way too busy for any of that stuff, or wanting to have to deal with all of that stuff to put on races, or even just to do hosted races and everything else is it's just not my thing anymore. I just do leagues and league broadcast, and that's about it. And then some other content here and there. We want to get into making more content, so I can't say I don't do it or I won't do it, but who knows? I mean, maybe in the future, one of these days off or something like that, through the middle of the week, maybe I'll throw up some races in the middle of the day. And I mean, those Pro 4 trucks, Pro 2 trucks are always a blast, and always some fun to get out there onto the simulator and run. As my boy Evan Stefanski coming in as well, showing the love with the like on the stream as well. How are you, Evan? Evan coming in, smashing the thumbs up here on the broadcast. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to do it here for us this evening. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you guys all back here tomorrow evening for some more racing action, as the NASCAR trucks will be back in action. I do believe heading to Iowa Speedway tomorrow night, so that should be a very, very fun show, a very wild race, and I'm very, very, the NASCAR race was pretty good there over the weekend, and I know the Slingshot Sim Racing Series is going to put on a heck of a show there at Iowa Speedway tomorrow night. Make sure you guys tune into that one. We should be live right around 9 o'clock Eastern Time, so make sure you guys hit the like button, the share button, the follow, and subscribe button. Make sure you turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on PeaceMaker Gaming. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!